Hi Aquarius, welcome to your reading. This is going to be for the next 10 days. It is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. If this one doesn't resonate for you guys, definitely check out those other placements. It is a general reading, so it may not resonate for everyone who watches. So we're going to get into your recent past, your current energy, and the near future. And then after that, we're going to check into your person's energy and your energy, whoever's on your mind. Okay, so I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's returning. And if you are new, welcome. I hope you'll stay. I do personal readings. That information is in the description box below. All right, guys, let's get into your energy. I just saw the Hangman in reverse, and Death in reverse. So there's been some big, huge changes that have happened, it feels like just recently, something that you might have just gotten over. So let's see what's going on for you. That's taking you from a place of feeling stuck. So it could have been a moment of clarity. It could just be that life seems to be shifting and changing really quickly. This new moon could bring on some major awareness that you've needed to have for quite some time. And it's all of a sudden like, okay, I get it now. It feels very deep and emotional, and like there needs to be a lot of releasing done. I started to do your reading yesterday, and for some reason the camera cut off. I think there was a reason it wasn't meant to be seen. So we'll see what comes out today, but I feel like there's huge releases because the Eight of Cups was in reverse, and I kept talking about emotions and releasing them and crying, and just if you've got to go into a room, shut the door and let it all out. So something has definitely created a sense of deep emotion. Deep release. All right, here we go. Let's look and see what's in the recent past. We've got the Page of Swords. Here, I'm going to try to get these over so you can see them if you can. And then the Tower. That makes perfect sense because the Death card in reverse just tells me that there's change. It doesn't mean that it's necessarily something bad. Recently, the Tower has been coming up and meaning good changes, shifts that you've needed, releasing people that you don't need anymore. Okay, so the Page of Swords, the Tower, and then we have the Two of Wands in reverse. In the current energy, we have the Page of Cups in reverse with the Queen of Cups in reverse and the Ten of Swords. And then we have the Justice in the near future with the Devil and the Queen of Wands. I actually really like that energy. It's very spicy. Okay, and then we have the Three of Wands as the overall energy. This is patience. If things have changed and you can't see quite where they're going, because the Two of Wands is actually in reverse in your near or in your recent past, that tells me that there's a feeling of I just don't know where things are going. So the energy is saying be patient, because what you expect to happen, what you've been manifesting, the changes that you'd like to see happen in your life are coming towards you. So there is a need to wait maybe a little bit longer. It may not have come to fruition just yet. Doesn't mean it's not going to. It can be frustrating at times when we really want something to happen in our life and we feel like we've been waiting forever and ever. And then we have to hear that typical statement in divine timing. But it really is true. So try to trust that the reason why something that you've been seeking hasn't quite happened is because you're not quite ready either for the situation to come about or for the change to happen that needs to. There are some changes, but this feels like something else that you've been hoping for and maybe waiting on. So let's look at the recent past. We have the Page of Swords, the Tower, and the Two of Wands. Immediately, one of the feelings I get is that there's somebody either told you something about another person and that changed everything for you, and now it's given you a challenge about how you see your future. How is this going to look now that I know this? It's information. Somebody really wants to have a conversation with you. If they haven't yet, they will. It could be somebody that's come back, yes, unfortunately, from the past to shake things up. And maybe this was a good final goodbye for some of you. For others of you, you could be open to the changes that this person may have made. I get a lot of water energy. So we have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, very strong Scorpio energy, as well as Libra, Capricorn, and I'm going to say Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. I do get some fire, but not as strongly as the other signs. So something definitely changed. You could have heard a message from someone at work, something like a gossipy situation is what I'm getting. And this could be somebody you work with that's a little bit immature and likes to stir the pot, you know what I mean, that creates drama where there shouldn't be. And that just caused some kind of riff that maybe made you have to think about whether you wanted to stay at this work environment. Something could be creating that shift that you need. It's making you question whether you want to stay in a situation or not. All right, so we'll clarify that in just a moment. So in the current energy with the Page of Cups in reverse, the Queen of Cups in reverse, and the Ten of Swords, this is closing off emotionally. You could have been dealing with somebody who was extremely immature. Both scenarios, I feel like there's two different messages. One in a love situation where somebody was not, I feel like a little bit of manipulation, but it could also be that they just don't know how to really show love, and it's immature in the way that they do so. And it creates sort of a sense of you wanting to pull back and protect yourself. So for those of you that are going through this, I feel like you're putting this to bed. Finally, the Ten of Swords in reverse is like, is this really it? Am I done? There's a question actually about whether you want to be, whether you're sure is what I feel. If this is true, or I think you're questioning yourself. I feel a little bit of confused energy around that. So if you haven't felt like you're 100% sure that this person is either betraying you or manipulating you, I'm giving you that answer. It's like, yes, this is the confirmation that you need, that this person is not coming from the best place. Now, children have been coming up a lot. This is not going to be for everybody, but the Page of Cups in reverse, for those of you that have, I'd say, teenage or into the 20s children, that person that you know, it could be a nephew, a niece, somebody of that sort, is having some issues, and it's creating some emotional problems within the family. So just be aware of that. I think this child's going through something really difficult and doesn't know how to express themselves. All right, in the near future, we have the Justice, the Devil, and the Queen of Wands. So this is finding balance around any kind of toxic situations. You could have someone in the family that, okay, how do I describe this? Either you could be the scapegoat or considered the black sheep of the family. And no matter what, things always work out for you. And that could irritate people in your work environment, in your family, in your friend situations. But no matter what, I feel like you maintain this I am who I am, take it or leave it type of attitude. And the Queen of Wands is not only passionate, but will passionately share when she feels like there needs to be balance. So if you need to basically tell somebody exactly how you feel, I feel like you're going to do that, and that's going to create the balance for you. So if anybody comes into your space that seems to be wanting to create drama or problems, I think you're going to be very diplomatic about it and not let it shake you. Even if it does shake you, I don't think you're going to show it. All right. So let's clarify the Page of Swords with the Tower. I feel like there's a lot of messages for you, so I'm going to try to get as many as I can so that there's a little bit of something for everybody. Not every part of it may resonate, but at least I feel like something will, or hopefully something will for you. Now we've got the Two of Cups. That's that person who I feel is wanting to come in, have a conversation. Maybe they want you to see from their perspective how they feel, and that may change. Maybe they're trying to come in and tell you that they've done some major changing. And maybe, I feel like there's just, I keep stuttering because it's almost like this person is stuttering because they can't get out what they're feeling, and they want to completely rock the world of your situation. I know that sounds a little funny, but they do. It's like they just can't stay away. They want to tell you that they can't stop thinking about you, or that they have so much to say to you and they really want to give this another chance. And I don't know that you're sure that this can go into the future. In other words, last a really long time or end up being a solid relationship. So let's see with the Tower and the Two of Wands. Then we have the Magician in reverse. That's a caution card right there, because it says somebody could be a little bit manipulative. And then the Knight of Wands in reverse, someone who doesn't know how to connect on a very deep, intimate level, although they want to, and they may come and tell you. I just say be cautious, because their energy is coming up as someone who is emotionally immature. If you've already put this person in the past, I completely understand. Sometimes the energy pops up, or the thoughts about that person, so you can release it. And that could be why I kept getting the emotions releasing from you. It's like once and for all, you're just going to completely let this go and not allow any more manipulation around the circumstances, around the situation. Okay, so let's clarify the Page of Cups with the Queen of Cups. Both in reverse, please, for Aquarius. All right, and then we have the King of Cups in reverse, which tells you that this person is not emotionally available. I don't think that's your energy. At one point, I felt like you may have withdrawn. Because we have the King and the Queen both in reverse, one I feel is emotionally unavailable, and for you, I feel like you're shutting down because you're blocking this from your space. That's why I said there's a lot of changes, things that have happened that have caused you to have to release all those emotions that have been deep buried. Probably it could be around a parent, a father figure. Maybe there were realizations that you have repeated some cycles, or felt like you were meeting people that reminded you of a parent that was emotionally unavailable, and that's where that click went off. It's like, oh my God, I've been choosing these types of relationships, and now I see why. Okay. The Queen of Cups with the Ten of Swords in reverse, and then we have the Hierophant. To me, this is about your ideas around long-term relationships, marriage, faith that things can work out, faith that you will find someone who is actually emotionally available. When you do the work, that's when that person will show up for you in your life. And that's why I think this releasing is happening, because you need to do that in order to open yourself up. If we ever carry anything in ourselves, we're going to continue until we do that healing. We're going to continue to have people show up in our lives that trigger those old wounds, those feelings that we keep buried, things that need to be released from our bodies. All right, let's look at the Justice with the Devil card. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So anything that created any kind of insecurity for you or was toxic, caused imbalances, made you question yourself, made you question every move you made, that's what I feel like you're releasing now. You're putting that behind you, and there's justice to that. If somebody had created that kind of scenario in your life and you just felt like you couldn't get away from it, that's what I feel like you're doing. All right, so let's look at the Devil with the Queen of Wands. And then we have the Nine of Cups, which creates an opening for you to find the happiness that you deserve. So closing out cycles with the Lovers in reverse, getting you out of a place of feeling stuck. This is understanding now what you really want in a relationship, knowing that you deserve to have that kind of love. He's holding up a cup, so he's cheersing, saying, it's almost as if you're going, yes, I finally get it. I'm celebrating because I realize that I have so much to offer and that I deserve this. I'm not stuck in a place of holding on to anything that has created that kind of disappointment or having people show up and trigger me. And then we have the Ace of Swords, which brings that clarity for you so strongly and puts you in a place where you're clear about what you want moving forward. Now, this could be also a shift in your job, and they're talking now with me about family. So if there's something that you found out about in the family situation, I feel like a part of you is like, I need to understand that in order for me to be happy and find what I need to be fulfilled, I need to release some of this stuff, and that's that moment. And it shifts you mentally and allows you to move forward. And that's why death is showing up in reverse. You've gone through that death and rebirth process and gotten away from things that create any kind of energy draw. And that's what I feel like you were dealing with in either the past situation, the past relationship, or with family and at work as well. It just seems to drain your energy. And now with the High Priestess, there's a higher knowing, there's a higher understanding. Not just paying more attention to your intuition, but also to why things had to fall apart the way that they did, or you had to back yourself away from people in your life. Definitely difficult decisions with the Two of Swords. At this point, I think you've just lost your patience with anybody who shows up that way, and now you're not going to tolerate it. You'll make quicker decisions when you meet people who show up with that type of energy. You're not going to put the work in. The Seven of Pentacles in reverse is about pushing back and not having the patience, not putting in the energy and effort to see if something's going to go somewhere. If it has already failed in the past and you have seen this pattern, you recognize it, then you don't continue to put the work into something that's not going to. And that's why judgment comes in. It's like finally you see clearly. Judgment is about finding happiness and being free of anything that holds you back or creates any kind of instability in your life. Okay, so I'm going to put these down. That was a long one. They wanted to talk. So I'm going to clear this and we'll get into your person's energy. So think about that person for just a moment while I clear these. All right. This is for Aquarius and their person. See the Lovers in reverse. So some of you, this is going to be someone you are not with and you're just thinking about. For others of you, it could be someone you are obviously currently with. All right, let's see. So your person's energy is the King of Swords, the Two of Swords, the Five of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. It feels like this person's really open and honest about how they feel, but there's something going on within them. It's like they have a very tough decision to make. Now, the Hierophant's in reverse, the Four of Cups is in reverse, Three of Wands in reverse, and the Nine of Pentacles. And then we have the Eight of Swords. So even though the energy may be appearing as if it's stuck, your person's very clear about what they want. I think they just had to make a really tough decision. There's some inner conflict going on because of some situations that did not work out for them. It could be the situation with you. And they're pondering how to go about this. Like they want to approach you, but a part of them is still conflicted. If you're with this person currently, they could be going through some other things that don't have to do with the relationship that are causing conflict in their life, and that could create problems within the relationship as well. Now, I had a feeling that there's a part of you that is not interested in settling down, not getting married, and maybe your person is a little bit more traditional that way, and that could be the tough decision for them because they may want to have that. We'll see when we get the romance angels, but that's what I'm sensing is that you're not ready for that. And even though this person's offering it to you, I think you're open, but I don't know that you're the type that wants to do so. So the Three of Wands in reverse is you don't really want to wait for somebody to decide whether they want to be with you. It just creates instability in your life and makes you feel like, if you don't want me, just tell me. Like if this isn't gonna work out because I don't agree with the way that you see relationships in long term, if it's that they desire marriage, then that can create a problem for you. So I think you're just guessing, is this person actually going to decide? And it could be reversed, by the way. Let's see what the romance angels say. This is for Aquarius. So we have worth waiting for. Okay, maybe they need to work through some things. Make the effort. Release your ex. We know that. And then religious factors. There's something about that. Like I said, it doesn't have to be what the card actually says. I was sensing that this person has traditional values, and that's religious factors, right? They want to get married in the church, or they want certain things to happen in order to feel like the relationship is, and then flirt, is committed. Maybe to them it feels that way, and in your mind you may not think that that's necessary. So worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you are guided to take. Release your ex. The time has come. And then religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path, and we discussed that. So I think these are pretty clear. Now let's get some advice and see what Spirit has to say That is such a personal choice. If you do not believe in marriage or needing a piece of paper, I get it. Some people just don't feel like that's what needs to happen, especially these days. All right, and then we have the Five of Pentacles. So the advice is to walk towards things that are going to make you happy. Is it worth working on? Remember I said the Eight of Cups was in reverse for you guys in the other reading I did? It's like releasing a lot of these emotions. I don't think either of you really want to walk away from it. You may be willing to work on it and see if you can change it. This is not closed out. So the advice is to leave the things behind that don't make you happy and focus on the things that do. Release any kind of emotional baggage. If you choose not to walk away, then truly choose not to, and make it clear that you'd like to see where this goes. And if they're willing to stick with it, then great. That's perfect. There may be some inner work that still needs to be done, but the Hermit can just say, right now, there's not clarity around, the outcome of the relationship. All right, so let's see what the Lover's Oracle says. This is for Aquarius. We have the past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. Okay, and then we have soulmate. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this and they will manifest physically. And then don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do. Yes, for it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. That is a perfect card to end that because, like I said, if for those of you that this resonates, if you choose not to go that direction, you don't do that out of guilt, even out of love. You have to follow your own, and there's peace that shows up. Your own inner guidance. All right, so let's get a couple of messages from the Wisdom of the Oracle. So we have come to the edge. This is releasing anything that just doesn't work. That's a 9. It's happening now, and I feel like that's the shift that you're going through, those big changes. And then we have unfinished symphony, the relationship, not done. There could be a new beginning there from a 9 to a 10. And then we have higher power. That's what's at work. By the book, like I said. And then chaos and conflict. It could create that inner conflict. I feel like it is for your person. This makes perfect sense. It's like they're conflicted about what to do because they have such traditional values. They truly do want someone that they are bound with by the church or by their religious background or however that happens in, each religion is different. So yes, you can do it at the church, or it's just something that I feel like they feel strongly about, that God needs to be a witness of. It's kind of overwhelming. Now, the higher power says that you believe in a higher power, and that's what's at work here. If the relationship is meant to be, it's meant to be. Big changes from the 9 to the 10. This is an unfinished symphony. So something is not completed in this relationship yet. I feel like you know that, and it will definitely work out. It will work out the way that it is meant to work out for you both. That was an obvious statement. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully it resonated for some of you. Thank you again for all of your support, your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. If you'd like a personal, that's in the description box. Enjoy your 10 days. I love you guys to pieces, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.